Okay, welcome to the 10-minute trading room. This is how to trade only 10 minutes a day and exactly how to take the guesswork out of trading with our outlier trading strategy. Let's take a look at what our existing trades are and take them off if we need to. So we're going to go through each one. First, we're going to look for two things. We're going to look for the MACD crossing back or 2 times ATR from entry. Both of those will be an exit signal for us, or with the outlier data showing a a change in sentiment, essentially. So let's go through each one. We'll start with SPY. So SPY, our 2 ATR is way up here. The MACD is not crossed down over. And this looks all right. No issues there. Let me clean this up a tiny bit. I did notice that the last short signal using the historical data in outlier actually was pretty similar. This is where it was back on February 9th. It went up for 1, 2, 3, 4 days after that, and then the real move happened. So who knows? That could be the case here. But let's take a look at the outlier data for SPY. And what we're looking for is a couple of things. Switching this over to the heat map view, I just recorded the full demo for the outlier team this morning. How much are you down percent? Less than 5%. I mean, I'm basically under flat at this point. So what we see here is exactly what we want to see. So let's zoom in a little bit. The deeper the green, the stronger the sell signal. So I just actually learned that this morning, working with them. So the deeper the green, the stronger the sell signal. So this is the deepest green it's been in a year. The last time it's been about that was August 22nd. Let's zoom out a little bit, which was right here. August 22nd. It went down, went up a couple days, and then the real move happened down. And in fact, the exit point came, it looks like 1 day before this retracement. So that's pretty sweet. So that was 20 points on the SPY. So the deeper the green, the stronger the sell signal. And that's what we got today. What we're looking for is for it to either turn to pink. No. I'm sorry. Turn to a certain shade of pink, which we're nowhere close to that. The shade of pink is clearly represented by a mathematical value inside their modeling. But to me, it's more like an oversold, overbought position. And this definitely is coming from an overbought area moving this direction, right? So coming from this, moving like this. Coming from this, moving like this. This one was sideways. Coming from this, moving like this. So we'll see where it goes. But that is the setup here, Victor. That's the setup for there. So SPY stays on. Next is PIN. Let's go to PIN real quick. And PIN is actually right about at my opening point. So it's really not an issue there. When you roll, it's going to show a loser inside of your account on the option that you rolled to. But you have to take into account the trade that you already opened and closed, plus the trade that's still open. So you're probably still up money on that. Now let's go to PIN in here. So PIN's MACD's not crossed over, not to its 2 ATR stop point. No issues there. Let's go to PIN. And we can see here, it's in the sell. It's actually starting to get pink, which is exactly the direction that we want to see. So no reason to take off PIN right now. Let's go to KRE. As you can see, these are the sell dates. They're not alphabetical. It comes in the sell dates, or the signal dates, I should say. And while that runs, KRE, nowhere close to the 2 ATR stop point, still up money on the trade. And the MACD is still not crossed down. KRE is in the sell, and as you can see, it's moving from the green and getting more light green, and will start to turn pink here in a minute. So KRE looks good. Let's go to XLK. And it's important to always start with your existing positions, because if you got to take a trade off, you got to start there. It frees up some capital so you can have actually more money to make more trades, and you're reducing your risk right off the top. As you know, that's always the number one thing we do every day, reduce risk. And this is ultra dark green with the sell signal. So that is not ready to take off. XLK, not to our 2 ATR stop point. MACD's not crossed over, so keeping that one. JWN. This one, MACD's not crossed over. 2 ATR is not hit yet. Let's go to JWN. Where's it at? over the heat map. And you can see here, we got a sell signal moving its way down, getting more light green. So no exit signal yet. Next one is KBE. MACD's not crossed over, not at the 2 ATR. KBE. And with outlier, it's definitely a little bit more patience, right? Some of these signals don't, I mean, if we're looking at sell signals, how many sell signals do we have in the past year? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is only the 5th time in the last year that we've got a sell signal on this. And, you know, that was right before, isn't that cool? That was right before the huge drop that the entire banking sector has. Now, I don't know if you've picked up on it, but we have KBE, KRE, CMA, and I think this one as well, SCHD, are all financial sector. And XLF popped up today as a new trade. So to me, as an outsider looking in, looking at the data that we got here, it definitely looks like the financial sector is about to be hit, is what I'm seeing. So all that looks good on KBE. CMA, Comerica, MACD's not crossed over, still not at 2 ATR, and CMA got a sell signal here, not oversold position, so there's no exit point on any of these so far. That's the point I'm trying to get across to here. No exit points yet. SCHD, MACD's not crossed over, not at 2 ATR. SCHD. And not to our exit point on the heat map. So all that looks good. And then finally, XOP, not XLP, XOP, not crossed over, XOP. Oh, I don't have it on here. I'll type it in, XOP. And we got our sell signal here, not at an exit point just yet. So yeah, on a day like today, it's definitely frustrating to see literally everything we own going against us, but that it does happen. So let's move into the next part, which is looking for new trades. And like I say, yesterday we turned off SLG. SLG, in fact, I saw on here, it did have some news, which look at it go. This is why, hang on, where did we get out yesterday? About right here. And it's up another $3 from that point. This is why you follow your plan. This is why you follow your plan. You can see the only day where the MACD was crossed down was the day we got in, and it's immediately turned back and took off. There was some news that happened yesterday. It sold a 49% interest in 245 Park Avenue, and that was the catalyst that caused this huge move. Now, of course, you can never predict that. You can only manage risk. So the next step is to get the data from Outlier. And today there were 29 that pulled through. Now, I've already taken the time to go through these and speed it up for you. But what we have is the next step. So 29 signals, all of them short, not a single long one. Throw it in the Outlier scanner, which checks for relative strength and the trend. So we have G, ALI, G, SNV, and XLF. So we can take those four, XLF, SNV, G, and ALI. We can drop those into our outlier list, edit. So real quick, we can jump through these and see what the liquidity looks like. So we have ALI, which there is some liquidity here. Open interest, extrinsic, that's right around 25%. So ALI looks okay. Then there was G. I don't know what G is. Genpact? I don't know. There is no liquidity there. So we're not going to look at G anymore. SNV. There's literally nothing. So we're not going to look at that anymore. And then XLF. And there's all the liquidity there. All of it. You want to know what's telling? All of the liquidity here. You want to know what it looks like when someone knows inside information and they have an edge that they're trying to maintain the institutions? All of that. Look at this, right? Now, there is some on this side, but you look at how many strikes are just completely filled with liquidity here. That tells me that the puts definitely, there are other people who see what we see, and we're just going to run right along with them. So this is the one I want to go with. I don't even want to look at Ali because I can only put on one position, and I'm going to go with XLF because of that. So not volume. I want open interest. Open interest. There we go. And then I want extrinsic. There. All right. So for the extrinsic value, I'm looking at 33.5s or 34s. The 33s is just, it's too expensive. So either one of these will be fine. Let's go to the next step. Trend spider backtest and the outlier signals backtest. So the trend spider backtest, strategy test, outlier theory short, run. And you can see here positive expectancy of 10.6. So that's good. And next, I believe I already did. Yes, I did. So 5 out of 5 winners on this one using the outlier data. 5 out of 5 winners in the last year. And the average return was 138 or 4.2%. So that looks great to me. So both of these pass. Next, final checks, outlier color and the MACD. MACD is still crossed down. Outlier color is not in the dark pink, which is what we look for to sell. So we're good there. And that was our final checks. Then it's time for position sizing. So we're going to put on a trade in XLF. And like I say, I have room for one trade right now, and that is it. XLF, and I'm looking at the 33.5s. See where I can get filled. All right, I'm working, my order is at 72 right now. Bump it up to 74. Okay. I'm filled, average fill price, 74. Lock that down. Cool. All right, so trade updates. Let me put this one in real quick. So this is 627, trade number 1, bought XLF puts, 721.23. Yep. And this was the 33.5 strike for 0.74 when trading at current prices 32.93. Okay, so we added some more shorts to the financial sector. And if we got a minute, let me go ahead and put this on. So 32.93 was opening price. And then we'll go ahead and do all the other parts real quick. The important part in trading is just having a plan, right? You can be right, you can be wrong, but you can't think that you can get into something without a plan. 42 cents is an ATR, 32.51. And let's do that again. 32.09. Because you'll win some and you'll lose some, and you can't predict the outcome of every trade as it comes, unfortunately. So 0.42 times 2 is 84 plus the opening price, 32.93, 33.77. That was close. But given enough series of trades, you can predictably have an outcome that should be favorable if your strategy works. All right, so that's the plan right now. We got XLF added to our main list. All right, so that's the plan. Okay, so to recap, short everything, and including today, XLF. Now, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and we have to get out and we have to move on, right? And position sizing correctly allows you to do that.